Namaste. My journey for environment has been almost since I was born from going to school, and I remember in those days I was in Mount Abu in a small hill station in Rajasthan, where I was sent to a boarding school when I was just 4 years old. And during those days, we had a compulsory period wherein we used to sit under the trees with our books. And that was imbibed in us from our school times. And I'm talking of the 90s era. And now can we imagine for just a moment, like just for like 10 seconds, that what would be the breeze of the trees, sitting under the trees. Right now we have to be in these temperatures with air conditioners have become a very compulsory options for us, that we cannot, walk around outside with such soaring temperatures. My journey personally have been as a citizen of this country, where I campaigned in 2018, where I walked from this city to the national capital region called New Delhi. I did a walk for 45 days campaigning for World Environment Day, when India had hosted World Environment Day in the year 2018, where I got all the support from various non-government organizations, government, state governments on my route, to United Nations Environment Program, and the campaign wherein I dealt and I interacted with local governments in villages. In India, we call it Gram Panchayats, from Sarpanch to the Secretary, Ministry of Climate Change in New Delhi. And you met thousands of people while the campaign. The campaign was actually practiced at an experiential level, that can a human survive doing this crusade of walking in 45 degrees soaring temperatures? Can you survive without consuming any kind of liquid packaged in a plastic, single-use plastic? Can a human survive doing that? And I have done this at an experiential level, that the entire 45 days I have walked. I woke up at 4:30 and my walk started. Being a woman walker, of course, for few portions I had people walking, some government officials walking with me and supporting my campaign. But I managed to survive till New Delhi, absolutely 0% single-use plastic. I could manage that. I consumed water from earthen pots, hand pumps, and that is what I had done. You have to walk the talk. During the campaign, there were so many questions being asked, that what is the solutions? What are the solutions? If you're asking us not to use single-use plastic, then what are the alternatives? How do we cope up with this? So first, we have already done so much of damage. So we need to first come back to neutral. When we start our cars, we have to get back to neutral. And that is how our startup called Zeroite was born. And we were talking of intangible, we were campaigning, and that's intangible. When it came to tangible solution, we came up with Zeroite. That Zeroite is technically, when the thought came of coming up with a startup that facilitates, if people can actually come to a refill stations, fill up their basic grocery to things that are alternatives to single-use plastic. When we were thinking of the name, my mother asked, what would you name your brand? And that's when we thought Zeroite. Zeroite is a brand which believes in a minimalism, minimal lifestyle. We do not want, there is a difference between need and want. So first we need to come to neutral, zero. And zero, if we all know, zero has been a contribution from India to the world, the whole number system in the 5th century. So we feel proud that zero has been the contribution, and zero you need to come, and it has infinite possibilities to make a start. to our imaginations, to our ideas. And ideas, we think of it every day. When it comes to execution, that's the whole game. So Zeroite is now 3 years old. We started from Vadodara in 2020, and now we have an online store, and we have a store in Jaipur. And unbelievably, we have been getting so many calls from different parts of the country. And even we've got a call from American consulate that we are so impressed by your work. We want to nominate you and be a part of our summit in 2024 in United States of America. And it's a startup born out of Vadodara in 2020, during Corona tough times, when people asked us, that it's a big risk, you are investing so much of money, and, it's going to be a failure and all that. And, you need some sort of disruptive ideas to, break the mold. So that's how we started this. And I would like to tell you that we've been getting so many calls from women, homemakers, that, we have this waste, we have electronic waste, why don't you do something with it? We have a sari, we have so many old saris, can you make thelas out of it? And we accept such things, and every day there is a problem solving, and every day we are thinking of innovative ways to solve these issues. Now, I would just like to end with one very personal experience. Just 3 days ago, we had an international traveler who's just a friend. She was telling me that in the aircraft, we were just sitting, and there was a single-use plastic bottle, and there was a discussion that, do you even realize that there is a bottle that just to quench a thirst for 30 seconds, we are almost leaving a bottle which is going to be immortal for 500 years. Do we even realize it so much in our day-to-day life that we don't even realize that this is a problem? So she said that, yeah, I think India has got really strict, because yesterday when I was traveling to India in Lufthansa, they made an announcement that please make sure that you do not litter around your single-use plastics in India when you land in India, because the government has really strict guidelines for it. And the last thing I want to say, I am a new mother. I have just delivered a son 3 months ago, and I was actually scheduled for a C-section, and I went into labor exactly the same scheduled time, and the doctor had to tell me that we cannot go for C-section, you will have to deliver the baby normal. And in 10 minutes, I could deliver the baby painlessly, and it was a miracle. And the first thought that came to my mind is, before he is my son, he is the son of this planet. And that is what is being going to be taught and imbibed to him. I don't care what he becomes, whether he's a filmmaker, whether he's an environmentalist, whether he's an entrepreneur. His first commitment towards, he should have the first commitment towards the planet. And we all are sitting here, we are just mere guests on this planet for an average of 60, 70 years, and there'll be another generation coming. Thank you.